Welcome back to the ChampCar World Series, where Gabo Perez is on pole here in Australia from Remy LeBeau and Kazuki Takahana alongside him is his teammate Casper LeBeau from Nico Palomino, Matthew Hart, and points leader Daf Sanchez, his countryman Sebastian Ocampo is 8th from the two Dragons of Lamfong, and Vita Alves is 2 Dale Coyne, Sebastian Cornwell, and Nunez Garcia. Charles Hernandez starts 13th from Daniel Bogdasarov and Francis Austin. Daniel Ortega starts 16th from Ahmed Cilia and the hyperdrive number 19 of Davi Circurara. Your boy is 19th from Ray Shen in first Theo, and at the back of the pack, it's Dominic Vancelau. Returning to Surface Paradise for the next round of the ChampCar World Series. Perez can take the lead of the points as all 5 lights go on. And we are underway in round number 9. And it's a good start off the line from Team Forsyth's Remy LeBeau, but he loses out in the second phase of the start. Kazuki Takahana, who stated that he'd like to come here one day, he's already alongside with the Forsyth man, but he has to drop behind his teammate. Casper LeBeau moving up the order, gets up into third as Palomino tries to go 3 wide there with Matthew Hart. Oh, into the wall for the 11. Front wing damage for Kazuki Takahana on lap 1. Yellow flags flying immediately. Perez leads. Sanchez has moved up into 6th due to Takahana's front wing damage. Unbelievable. They tried to go 3 wide. No one thought otherwise. And they got punished for it quite poorly. There's now a gap, a margin between Ocampo and Takahana. Technically a margin between Ocampo and Lamfong as well, as that number 11's likely going to come into the pits at the end of this lap because you don't want to have your front wing looking like that all race long. Can Cornwell try and move up the order into the top 10? He can't, as there's contact between Takahana and Vita Alves. But on lap 2 of 14, the top 7, roughly as they were, minus a certain Japanese driver who tried to be a hero and just couldn't get the move done. Now you've got the 2 LeBeaus fighting over second. On board we are with the number 34 of Casper, and he's about to go side by side with the 26. They go side by side through turn 8 and into the wall for the 34. Drops behind Nicholas Palomino. Yellow flags were out, and now both Sims Racing drivers with front wing damage. Daniel Bogdasarov looking for a move on Nunez Garcia, the Luxembourgish driver, doing a very good defensive job right now. That's what Dale Coyne needs, as he's got his teammate up in 9th position. Charles Hernandez on the back of Vita Alves, as here comes Daniel Bogdasarov close to the wall for both Austin and Garcia. Bogdasarov unfortunate enough to be on the outside, but he's got attack charge and attack mode to use. The inside line belongs to the purple Dale Coyne machine of Nunez Garcia, who holds on to 12th position. Gabo Perez with the fastest lap, a 106.933, as in comes Gabo Perez. The first one to come into the pits is Nico Palomino. Sorry, I just saw Chip Ganassi and said Gabo. Fastest lap for Charles Hernandez is off the track for Vita Alves. He hits his teammate. Lamfong went wide off the track. Had his teammate not been there, that could have been very bad news for the Dragon Racing man. Both Sims drivers coming in, they had to double stack quite a ways away from Gabo Perez, his teammate rather, and it's Sanchez in the wall. Oh no! Flipped upside down, and the first retirement from Surface Paradise as a pilot forms. It's Daf Sanchez, who for a second race in a row scored no points. And he was flipped by Vita Alves. Caution waves on lap 3, and it's for the man who came into this race leading the championship. Gabo Perez finds himself with a masterful opportunity here. But now the question is, when will we go green again? Full course cautions are ending on lap 3 of 14. And we get back underway. Perez, your leader. And he dives down into the pits. So Remy LeBeau likely also going to come in. This seems to be the end of the tyre life for most of the tyres as cautions return. It's for Ray Shen. And he's just slid into the wall there. Full course cautions return. That's going to help out a lot of drivers who have dived down into pit lane. Cornwell comes in as well. winner last time out. Matthew Hart now your leader. Perez is going to maintain second place here. We could see a lot of teams opting to double stack here. Don't expect anyone to stay out, but Vita Alves does. Versus Theo does. That's a bad move because 4 laps on the soft tyres is pretty much impossible, so it doesn't make sense to me as to why 2 drivers are doing it as we get back under the green flags here in Surfers Paradise, and that just worsens both Sims drivers' day even further because now they are solidly at the back of the pack. From 3rd and 4th on the grid to 14th and now 18th, and into the wall for Remy LeBeau. Down at turn 8. That's a very dangerous corner to go side by side. Vita Alves gets close to the wall but stays out of it. Unlike your boy, the Frenchman is out. And his car on the grass at corner exit for his 3rd full course caution of this race. What are Charles Hernandez's tyres saying? They're saying 6%. Versus Theo's are saying 8%. Dominic Vanselau's saying 9%. It's going to be touch and go to the end of this race. To the end of this stint for those 3. Hernandez, Garcia, and Alves should be good to the end of their stint. As we're back under the green flags. 1% for Hernandez actually coming through into the chicane. He hits 0. Should be good to come into the pits with his teammate right behind him. The rears is the first tyre to go. 2 tyres blowing up for the Power Motorsport man. Meanwhile, versus Theo and Vanselau definitely slowing here. And he's got a front puncture as versus Theo. 0% hit for Dominic Vanselau as well. Rear puncture went first. We've got 4 drivers diving down into the pits. Hart comes in as well for some new tyres. And Remy LeBeau has got so much damage to his car now. It says 4% car damage. I rarely ever mention car damage. But when it's a low number like 4, that means that there's barely anything left. It's into the wall for Lam Phong. Almost goes into the outside wall of turn 9. Just about managed to keep it out of there. Perez still your race leader. We were looking at his teammate Nicholas Palomino, who runs in 6th. Casper LeBeau trying to drive a pretty good fight back right now. As Davi Carrera trying to get some good points on the board for Nord Hyperdrive, whose constructor's bid is falling apart as it stands. And falling apart quite hard. In fact, it's close to the back of the Dragon there for Nunez Garcia. Into the pits for Guillermo Perez. And Charles Hernandez with the fastest 2nd sector. Vita Alves with a fastest 2nd sector now. As his teammate comes into pits, Remy LeBeau finally dives down to pit row as well. And he will get that front wing fixed up as well. Sebastian Ocampo, winner in Belgium. Now fighting off the winner of last time out's Phoenix race, Ash Cornwell. Over the race lead here in Surfers Paradise, Australia. And now Bogdasarov on the back of Nicholas Palomino as well. The race leaders going to be dueling against each other. 14% for Nicholas Palomino. He's cutting it close on tyre life there. Is the Chip Ganassi driver. And he's on target, unlike Casper LeBeau, who's out of this race. Some of the biggest names in ChampCar so far out of this race already. Casper LeBeau and Dav Sanchez. LeBeau already out in Hong Kong. It's another non-finish for the Frenchman. His dad down in 13th now. So now the full course caution's ending here in Surfers Paradise, Australia, and we get back under the green flags as quickly as we could. And there goes Cornwell. The inside line can get past Sebastian Ocampo, who we believe will stay out. Cornwell dives down into the pits, trying to get an undercut underway as we go on to half race distance with Sebastian Ocampo, who leads. Palomino having a rear puncture. He's likely to come down into the pits, and he's actually holding up quite a lot of the pack. In comes Bogdasarov and many other drivers there. Perez is going to move up into 3rd, maybe even 2nd, as Cornwell is heading down pit lane. Ocampo still your race leader. Where's Cornwell going to re-emerge? He's going to re-emerge behind Danny Ortega, but quite a ways in front of Lam Phong. Quite a ways in front. He comes out in 6th. Good news for the man who qualified in 11th. Definitely going to have a very good time throughout the ERL, I'm sure, for Ash Cornwell. Certainly, as long as Hyperdrive iron out the kinks that they are fighting with right now this season, all of the demons possessing their car. As contacts in out of the race for Remy LeBeau. Full course cautions back out. Both the LeBeaus out, so I was about to mention how good of a day and a future career Ash Cornwell has in front of him. As long as Hyperdrive get all of the demons of this season out of their system. But now with 7 to go, Remy LeBeau and Casper LeBeau, both of them are out. Now Campo takes this opportunity to come into the pits. So if the cautions stay out for long enough, this is a free stop. You could hold on to the race lead here. But they haven't. We're back under the green flags. Perez is going to take the lead as we're on to lap 8 of 14. But now Ocampo is a race player. He's an actual piece of this battle for the win right now. He goes on to the mediums. Perez coming through the opening chicane. Hernandez is going to be third here behind his teammate, but got very close to the back of him. They might actually invert the cars here, but they don't. The rear wing showing the red indicators as 19% for Charles Hernandez. He's cutting it close on his tires. And so is Verstio. 3 laps might be the margin that you have and not too much else. Ash Cornwell on the back of the Thai driver. Just following his lines, trying to learn from more experienced drivers before he makes the pass. That's a very good habit to start forming as we go on board with Takahana. He's using attack charge all he has, but he can't get past. Cornwell, however, has managed to get past Charles Hernandez. He's down into the single figures in terms of the tyre percentage, but not too much of a worry right now, as here comes Francis Austin side by side with Takahana and Vitor Alves almost, but he's going to have to fight with the Japanese driver first, and Takahana, well, he's got it covered. Going side by side with Italy's finest in the ChampCar World Series, makes a lunge on Vitor Alves and almost touches the back of the Dragon Racing driver. Hernandez comes down into the pits as we look back with the number 12. Takahana trying to go around the outside of Francis Austin. These guys really beating, banging and roughing them up as a front puncture once more for Verstio, who dives down into the pits. Takahana moves up into 5th place in front of Vitor Alves. In fact, that could be 4th as that's close to the outside wall and out of the race for Takahana. Sims Takahana is out. Both Sims drivers are out of this race. And the cautions return here in Surfers Paradise, where for Sims Racing it's been anything but paradise. You could even call it hell. Full course cautions ending. Vitor Alves currently running in 4th. He's going to have to fend off quite a lot of drivers here as we get back under the green flags. Davi Cerqueira from 19th on the grid now runs in 9th as they come through turns 8 and 9. Austin trying to get a very good run, and he has a very good run on the Brazilian, goes side by side and moves up into 4th place in front of Vitor Alves. Good move there as Hernandez gets past Davi Cerqueira. So Cerqueira still not quite gelling with these ERL 02s, and certainly not with Hyperdrive Racing's number 19 car. The rear wing opening up for the driver from Brazil, as into the pits for Perez and Cornwell. So I think Ocampo might actually be in control of this race here, as he now leads. And Dale Coyne, they've really improved on their pit stops. In comes Francis Austin, Bogdasarov, and many another driver who have come down into the pits. Palomino trying to defend, going down the straight on 3-lap old medium compound tires as they come through the opening chicane. He's the one who's forced quite close to the wall, but he stays out of the barriers as cautions come out for Nunez Garcia, who's out of this race down at that opening chicane. Cornwell managed to come out of the pits in 4th. He came into the pits from 3rd, so only lost position to Charles Hernandez, but now it's right on the back of Power Motorsport car. He's driving quite erratically under these cautions. Maybe the ERL will look into that. Perez came into this race 12 points down on Daf Sanchez. As it stands, he's leaving here 6 points up on the Philippine driver. And remember, the fan boost vote closes after this race. The results will be released after round 10, at which point those benefits will be applied, but the vote itself will close after this race here in Surfers Paradise. Cornwell forced off the road by Hernandez. Still trying to get the pass done, but he can't use attack charge. So attack mode, he was using only attack charge there. Matthew Hart moves up into 5th place in front of Lam Fong. Here comes Nicholas Palomino, as we're now on to lap 11 of 14. Palomino side by side with Davi Carrera, has to drop behind the other Brazilian of Verse Theo. This is quite possibly, you could refer to this as the Brazilian defense. 14% for Palomino, as he's likely to come in with Davi Carrera and Matthew Hart. Softs going on for Hart's final stint in this race. That couldn't take him to the lead. This couldn't take him to the lead of this race, I'm sure, or to the end rather. 4 seconds is the margin between Perez and Ocampo, so couldn't take benefits here. Could the Power Motorsport driver, Perez, still on course for victory today, as long as his mediums make it to the end, and honestly I don't think they can, nor can the softs of Ocampo or Cornwell. I feel like Cornwell and Perez could come in quite soon, because I know how good that Dale Coyne pit crew is. They often know when the perfect time to make a final stop is. Cilia in 8th place with the fastest second sector. Ahmed Cilia's got the fastest lap. Really flying under the radar is Conquest Racing, of course one of their drivers out of this race. And the top 3 all stay out for lap 12 of 14. 49% for Ash Cornwell, using attack mode going down the straight to try and close up to the back of Sebastian Ocampo, but he's too far to do that. Charles Hernandez comes in. These could be the final stops of this race. Verse Theo down into pit lane as well. Dominic Vantelau comes in. Perfect timing for that man. It's a 4th stop in this race for Lam Fong. And here comes Ocampo on the back of Guillermo Perez. He's closed up. He's closed up sufficiently. This could be a 2nd race win of the season for Power Motorsport. A 2nd race win in the ChampCar World Series for Power Motorsport. And now for Perez, he's going to have to try and defend from the 2-time Formula E champion. Defends quite well. Make sure that Ocampo can't get attack mode by forcing him off the track at the activation points, but the lunge is still made by the 76, who stays alongside and gets in front of Guillermo Perez. It's Sebastian Ocampo who leads here in Australia as he rounds the final corner and will stay out. Perez stays out. What of Cornwell? He stays out as well at 23%. I don't think the top 3 are making it to the end of this. Ocampo with the fastest lap. Who is going to win this race? Could it be Hernandez? I don't see the top 7 making it to the end of this race. I just can't see that happening with the tyres is wearing as quickly as they do here in Australia. We're going to see a lot of punctures out of the 15-car field that we got right now. Ocampo, your leader from Perez and Cornwell. And for Cornwell, victory last time out is going to turn into despair quite quickly, I feel, as Austin and Cilia going side by side fighting over 4th. Hernandez is the only man out there in the top 10 who has tyres that can comfortably take him to the end. He's the only one. If Ocampo can take his softs to the end of this race, that will just be more proof that he is one of the greatest to ever touch an ERL race car. Charles Hernandez almost looked like he had a rear puncture coming towards him as Sir Carrera flying off the track there on this penultimate lap of this race is into the wall for Verse Theo, his teammate. Just about avoids that 38 car as we go green again, and the race leaders begin the final lap. 17% for Ocampo, 11% for Perez, and Cornwell's got a front puncture coming to the line on the penultimate lap of this race. A front puncture befalls Britain's newest favourite driver, as Austin's got a front puncture as well. It's all going wrong on this final lap. Vita Alves is going to make the pass. And Ocampo out in front hits 5%. Perez flies off the road and has hit 0. That's the man who could be your new points leader. Bogdasarov now moves up into 3rd place, but he's at 2%. Cornwell still suffering with that puncture. Cilia there. Ahmed Cilia drops down to 6th place with that puncture, and I think Hernandez is the man to watch as he gets past, slickly past Cornwell, as we've got yellows in Sector 1. Who is that for? I think that's for Vancelau, is it? No, it's for Verse Theo again. I can't tell. Ocampo is making his way through the sector into the wall for Matthew Hart. I think Sebastian Ocampo still got it. Perez isn't being chased, and despite having a full car puncture coming to the line, Sebastian Ocampo will take his second ChampCar World Series race win. Ocampo wins in Surfers Paradise. Meanwhile, Bogdasarov went airborne fully there. So much carnage as Palomino goes off the track down to third. It's a 1-2 for Power Motorsport. Perez drops down to fourth and a caution comes out. Theo is out of this race. Perez comes to the line with a full car puncture. It's a 4-5 for Dragon Racing. Sir Carrera almost manages to match his best finish of his ChampCar World Series career, almost coming home with fifth, but just not quite enough. We're about to go green again. Don't think the drivers with punctures often try and race each other, but if Bogdasarov can get a good exit here, he could try and get it. We go back under the green flags, and Bogdasarov is trying to go side by side with Sir Carrera to the line here, but it's not going to be enough to take sixth. Wow. That changes the complexity of this championship, unlike the FG Series race, which was similarly chaotic. Wow. Here's your podium. A 1-2 for Power Motorsport. Sebastian Ocampo with his second win of his ChampCar World Series career, taking that win 20 seconds in front of teammate Charles Hernandez and Guillermo Perez, who also had a full car puncture coming to the line. The rest of your finishers are as follows: Lam Fong from Vida Alves and Davy Sir Carrera. Then it's Bogdasarov, Palomino, Matthew Hart, and Dominic Vantilao, the top 10 outside of it. Ortega from Cornwell and Cilia, and Austin with the non-finishers being Theo, Nunez Garcia, Takahana, Remy LeBeau, Casper LeBeau, your boy, Ray Shen, and Daf Sanchez. That now has us level on points in the championship right now. Perez in front of Daf Sanchez as it shows here, but I do believe Sanchez would be in front on countback due to the fact that he had a race win. Ocampo is now moved up to third with his second win of the season. Palomino is fourth from LeBeau, best of the rest from Bogdasarov, Shen, Garcia, your boy, Hernandez, LeBeau, Takahana, Cornwell, title points for Takahana, Austin, Matthew Hart, TY tie for 16th between Vantilao and Sir Carrera. Just taking a look at that gap between the two hyperdrives, by the way, it's now 50, is it 56? Yes, it's 56 points margin. And Vita Alves is 18th from Theo and Lam Fong, with the back two in the championship being Ortega and Cilia. In the constructors standings, heading into the 10th round of the championship, the race where we will find out about your fan boost polls. Target Chip Ganassi leads from Hyperdrive Racing, and Power Motorsport Sims Racing is fourth from Dale Coyne Racing and KV Racing Technology. Andretti Green Racing are currently 7th from Team Forsyth, Dragon Racing, Conquest Racing, and Team Penske. Well, here's your current championship picture in words. Daf Sanchez, a two-time race winner, despite what Monoposto tells you right now. Currently, he would be your championship leader, but he's just had his second non-finish of the season. What's going to happen next? I don't know what's just happened there, but, you know, I make mistakes all the time. We'll see you guys next time then, when the Electric Racing League returns.